Hi, so it's the Thursday before Ironman, and it means that I am in Moscow gathering up all of my stuff. So I've spent like the last 2 hours going through everything and just imagining essentially every single scenario that could occur. So, in every weather condition, because I've been watching the weather, as you might imagine, fairly closely, and it has changed every single day this week. So, right now, things are starting to look pretty good. It looks like it's going to be 77 degrees, slightly overcast, with um, I think like a 10% chance of rain, and then like 6 mile-an-hour winds. So, um, the day may or may not be good. I don't know, but I just want to have all my options covered in case it's not good, because I can tell you that there is nothing worse than having to do a long ride and a long run with cold hands or cold feet. Hands is worse, but feet's pretty bad too. So, everything that I've got my checklist, and I've just run through everything. All of my swim stuff is actually already in Spokane, with the exception of an extra pair of goggles. Since I was in Spokane last weekend, I just thought that I would take a lot, since this is a lot of gear. So my wetsuit is already there, my neoprene bonnet, my neoprene booties, and one pair of goggles are already set out in Spokane. Then I have race attire. I've got a one-piece race suit. I've got two-piece suits. I've also got what can amount to a long sleeve jersey. I've also got warm clothes for before and after the race. I've got fuel and hydration laid out. I'm taking my cooler that's got my water bottle and my aero bottles and my amphipods if I want to use those for the run. I've also got my watch and heart rate monitor. I've got my body glide. I've got bike pump, chain lube, extra pair of goggles. I've also got 2 new cans of canned air, 2 new tubes, and I'm also taking a brand new tire that I bought a couple weeks ago that I still haven't put on the front end of my bike. Just change out the front tire. I've also got my helmet. I've got my bike shoes. I've got my race belt with bib number. I've got 2 different pairs of sunglasses. I've got 4 or 5 pairs of socks. I've got arm warmers for the ride. I've got leg warmers for the ride. I've got toe covers. I've got 3 or 4 different pairs of gloves for whatever the weather is. I've got what could be a long sleeve jersey. I've got my Smart Oral socks. I've got my running shoes. I've got a cap. I've got a visor. I've got socks for the run. I also have race belt with bib for that. And there's still a little bit that I need to gather up as far as race foods go. I've got 4 or 5 power bars, and I've got, I still have some gels that I can use, but I'm not taking as much extra food this year as I did last year. And I'm going to try and use my special needs bag this year, which is a bag that you can pick up halfway through on the ride, and then same halfway through on the run. So I'm going to put some Advil in there, and I'm also going to put some real food. I think that was part of my problem on the second half of the marathon last year, was that I've never felt so awful in my entire life, ever, hands down. And I think maybe it was because I got off my hydration schedule by like 25 minutes, and I hadn't really eaten anything solid all day. So I'm going to try and see if maybe this will help. I think that's pretty much it. I'll check in with you one more time before race starts, but I'm headed into Coeur d'Alene tomorrow, and you have to do your physical check-in. So show up there, show your USTA card, and you get your bib number and all of that stuff, like your timing chip, etc. Then there's a mandatory dinner that's tomorrow, and they run you through some of the quirks of the course if you haven't been on it before, and then also some of the race rules that you have to keep in mind. And then Saturday is your gear check-in, so you have to check in your bike and anything else that's in your bag. So all this equipment that I'm taking is going to go into separate bags, and those separate bags go in different areas in the transition area. And then Sunday's the race. I'm racing number 1031 this year, and the race starts at 6:35 a.m. It's going to be a rolling start into the water. So you can track it live. So I hope you do it. Number 1031. Okay.